Welcome everyone. Lionsgate 8-8 portal is today's pick a card. Take a deep breath with me. And exhale. So let's see how this portal is going to influence you. We have 3 options today. Option 1 on the left, enlightenment. Option 2 in the middle, power. And option 3 on the right hand side, courage. Take another deep breath. Exhale. Timestamps are in the description box. See you at your option. Welcome option 1. You guys chose this beautiful card of enlightenment. All right. So maybe this is something you're wanting. I do feel there's some sort of enlightenment coming for you through this portal. I'm seeing astral travel with this one as well. Some of you could literally be traveling, or again, this could be physical or astral travel. So a lot of you could be traveling in the month of August or having strong dreams. Maybe there's a dream of you going on a boat through the cosmos. What is this portal bringing for you guys? Okay, we have the second ray of wisdom. The number 2 could be relevant. Okay. So there's some form of wisdom and enlightenment coming through for you guys. Whatever wisdom this is, and she's holding an orb of light in her hands, it's all about taking control, taking the wheel. Taking the wheel, yeah, like on this boat, like a captain, becoming the captain of your path here, taking action, you being the one taking action, you being the one calling the shots, amplifying your own magnetic power of attraction. There's a sense of empowerment, you feeling empowered to pull into your life all that is needed, all that you need right now. And it's something to do with also with your life's work and what you're meant to do here. I feel this portal is going to be an opportunity to heal and to restore. So in any ways you may have given your power away or lost parts of yourself, you're bringing all of it, you're magnetizing that all back and putting it into your own hands. Drawing things back, drawing the sound of the universe, connected to very strong connection to the universe is what I'm seeing here. The number 51 and the number 6 could be relevant. I definitely see you very in tune with the universe, with universal energy. For some reason at the same time, I see that there could be some interference with whatever. This portal is going to be an interesting one because it's right in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. So at times you get clear messages, at other times things are a little bit confusing. You're very tapped in, but at the same time there's a lot of confusing messages flying around possibly because of Mercury retrograde. There's a sense that you're having a glimpse into enlightenment, and then all of a sudden something comes in that confuses you. So the thing that's going to anchor you is your intuition, and you're going to have to kind of let this confusing energy go by, and what is left after the retrograde and at the tail end of this portal will be the truth. I do see some kind of life-changing experience that you're going to have through this portal that is going to leave you with a lot of wisdom and very enlightened at the end of this. So I feel you're gonna gain full clarity toward the end, like I'd say in the beginning of September, more like. I do see a deconstruction of belief systems starting to happen through this 8-8 Lionsgate portal, but I don't see you grasping the full picture until it ends. That's what I'm seeing. That's why I'm having so many pauses here while I speak, because it's almost like you see something, you get a piece of information, and then something else comes in and confuses that information, and then that information in the full picture comes back toward the end of the portal, if that makes sense. So the portal itself is going to bring you some kind of life-changing experience, but it's like through the processing will be a little bit confusing, but toward the end of the portal, you're going to have finished the processing and everything is going to be a lot clearer, and all those confusions will be swept aside. And you will be left with the truth. The truth about what it is that you are meant to be doing. You are meant to be creating. I feel in September there's going to be like a make or break decision, kind of big decision you're going to have to make. But it's like through the portal there's going to be glimpses of information, but then you're going to doubt that information, and you're only going to trust the information once the confusing energies are gone. So I do see, in a sense, there is a sense of a transcendence of this mundane reality, but you're only going to have glimpses into that. And you're only going to understand and process fully and understand the meaning behind that life-changing experience once you get to the end of this portal. You have happy family. Maybe it's about what a happy family looks like to you, means to you, or is, or a glimpse into having that stability, that bliss, that emotional fulfillment. So there's something here about your emotional fulfillment. Something that's going to signal what emotional fulfillment and a happy family life really truly looks like to you. And we have going forward and moving forward in that energy. There's something about enlightenment and wisdom, listening to the universe about what emotional fulfillment really truly means for you, what happiness truly means for you, and how you want to bring that into the future. But there's a sense of like it's not quite playing out just yet, because there's still some elements that come in that confuse your intuition. We have Capricorn, so you could have Capricorn strongly in your chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, South Node, Midheaven, or Mercury, Venus, Mars, or it could be that you could have been born on a Saturday. But there's something here about, and it says the boss. So it's about how you move forward in your life, being in charge of your own life, being the boss, being the one who calls the shots. How do you move forward with your ambitions? How can you do this in a way that is disciplined? How can you nail this? How can you make this happiness happen in a way that is structured, but also how do you include your ambitions in the mid? So there's I just feel a lot of confusing energy here, but there's definitely a sense with Pluto and transformation here, a sense of a huge transformation going on for you, that is paired with enlightenment and coming on the tail end of this enlightenment. but it's like you don't fully transform. There's Scorpio energy here as well. So I would say there's depth. There, you're going within. There's a depth of, and you're also maybe taking things a little bit too seriously, and understanding that the fact that maybe you do take things too seriously or something too seriously is getting in the way of your happiness. But at the same time, this portal is sort of like a very confusing death and rebirth you're going through spiritually. It's like you're seeing elements of what you're taking forward, what you're leaving behind, but there's a sense that there's things coming back even from your past memories that are kind of muddling the way forward. So it's like the future is a little muddled for you, but it's like you're processing past information, and that's why you're still processing and composting past information from your past, from your memories, from while you're going through this transformation that is meant to push you forward into the future, leaving some elements behind and asking yourself what you're bringing with you. It's like you kind of, there's a sense of a limbo where you don't really know what to let go of, and you have glimpses into how to move forward, but then there's a depth when it comes to your past that keeps pulling you back in a sense. But the transformation is inevitable, so it's happening at the same time. So I wouldn't be surprised if you feel very intensely during this. And so just be prepared for that, and just, I would say it's temporary. Just, there's a reason why you're feeling this way. It's because whatever you're processing from your past needs to come out and almost be recycled, to then be separated into, I'm seeing these three little boxes: what stays, your maybe, and you don't really know what to do with it, and what goes. So the things you truly, truly love, you put them to your chest, like in Marie Kondo's book about decluttering. And so I feel there's this is what you're doing, but there's like a big box with maybes. You don't really know how you feel about certain things. And so it's kind of like in the maybe box, or in the limbo box. So some of you could be doing some decluttering as an external projection of what's going on inside you. We have Cancerian energy, so you could have strong Cancerian energy in one of your big placements. The ones I mentioned when I mentioned Capricorn there. Yeah, and Cancer is all about nostalgia, so you could be feeling nostalgic during this 8-8 portal. So you're being rebirthed, but there's still nostalgia or memories pulling you back into that maybe box, or that don't know what to do with this box. And you could be spending time with your family, or there could be something about family that is tied into all of this. You could get a little sentimental, a little bit moody, so you could feel your moods up and down. You could find that you either wake up in the middle of the night, or you have it's more difficult for you to fall asleep. Some of you actually dealing with insomnia. But your intuition is also very loudly speaking to you, but at the same time, memories from the past are kind of like confusing your intuition in a sense. Hence why I'm seeing like there's a few things you really, really know you want to bring with you in the future. Things you really, really know you don't want to. But then there's the bigger box with the most stuff is the maybe box. Is the what do I do with this? Do I leave it in the past? Do I take it with me in the future? Because that box is not going to stay. It's like a temporary kind of energy there. 8th house. Yeah, you're definitely going into the depths of your psyche during this 8-8 portal. You're asking questions about what true intimacy means to you. How do you want to experience intimacy? What do you want to invest in moving forward? What truly makes you happy within a family dynamic? Or what kind of family would you like to have in the future that would make you happy, and how to make that happen? But there's like a lot that you're maybe keeping to yourself, a lot you're keeping to yourself because you don't quite know what to make of it, or you're keeping something to yourself because it's not quite time to put it out there, which, you know, in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, I totally understand and totally makes sense. It's actually advisable too. But there's definitely there's a lot of intensity in terms of how you feel about things in your life in general, and how you feel about your past, and how you feel about the future, and how there could be some obsessive thinking here around family matters or the future, or, you know, how to be more responsible, or maybe how you've been taking everything in yourself so seriously, and maybe it's time to lighten up. But it's like you can't really feel, it doesn't feel very light. It feels more like a necessary process of composting and transmuting, and it's having you look at all these several aspects of your past and intimacy and depths, spiritual depths of who you truly are to your core, and what truly is meant for you in terms of your own emotional fulfillment moving forward. That's going to be mostly with the Page of Swords here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, on your mind. So I see a lot of thinking, a lot of researching, a lot of asking yourself big, important, deep questions here. With the Tower here, there's like this Tower moment energetically going on for you, but it's not fully happening because there's this big maybe box. So it's like the Tower is already happening because you're having all these epiphanies in the middle of all this, but there's the faulty foundation in your life that is crumbling, but you're not allowing it to fully crumble, because you're like, wait a second, do I want to take these, let's say, there's a fire, and you're like, oh, I only have like a few seconds, what do I take with me? What would I take with me? So it could be that you're doing some form of like extreme decluttering, thinking, you know, if something were to happen, how would I be prepared? What would I take with me? Could I just quickly pick, are these things within my reach where that I could just quickly grab them and take them with me? What would I take with me? You know, and if you look at your wardrobe, I'm going to do this is very metaphorical, of course. You can apply this to everything, like jobs, circumstances, relationships, what you invest in, whatever. If I were to only have to choose this, and this from my wardrobe, what is my favorite, let's say, bikini? What is my favorite pair of pants? If I need to only have one of each, like that kind of thing, what is my favorite of all this? Because everything else is clutter, and there's like an awakening to the fact that there's a lot of stuff that's been clutter, and everything that's clutter in our life, it's just like they're filling in a space for other things that could circulate instead of the things that are just there, like gaining dust that you have to clean, or you have to keep moving from one side to the next, but you don't really like those things, you don't really use them. There's a sense of like, okay, what is my favorite this? Okay, so this stays. What is my favorite that? And out of 10 things, one is your favorite. One has the favorite shape, color, and it really, truly, let's say if its clothes looks good on you. All these other 9 things could do the same function, but if you were to take one thing, what would you put in a bag, like a big bag? That kind of thing that I'm seeing. But there's a sense of like, you feel there's a faulty foundation that is crumbling, because you have transformed massively and deeply, because you are renewing, you are reinventing yourself, you're turning into someone else, because it's that time of your life where there's a new cycle and you have to go forward in some way. But you're like, how do I go forward? So there's a lot of research, a lot of questions you're asking yourself, a lot of thinking, so a lot of processing in the mind. And you're like, okay, I feel a few things are already exiting, but it's like you're still holding on to them because of the past or memories, or these could even be like hurt from the past. You're like, do I take this with me? Do I let it go? Do I take this with me? That kind of thing. And King of Cups. So there's a sense of, you know, really asking yourself the questions, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, of what is my heart really truly connected to, that I truly, truly want to bring with me, and how do I go forward taking action from the heart space? Because as you may, I repeat this so many times in readings here on the channel, so if you've been here on the channel for long enough, you know that I always give the definition of what courage is, and courage is really taking action from the heart space. So there's a sense of, and it's interesting because courage is pile 3, so there could be a message there for you, but the sequence was enlightenment, power, and courage. So the whole theme of the 8-8 portal, I would say, is the enlightenment to have the power, enough power to have the courage, I would say. So you're like looking at, okay, how do I have the courage to move this forward? What is my heart telling me? Where does my heart want me to go? And do I take action from the heart space? Well, I'm here to say that probably in August you're not going to. Probably in September you're going to start doing it. But you're really connecting to your heart here in August through this 8-8 portal. And we have 2 dolphins there, so that could be significant to some of you. You know, what would bring joy to my life? What would be, you know, what would be... Yeah, and we have the 4 of Wands. Okay, yeah, so that would be that same energy, and it's a 4 as well. So the happy family in that deck for me represents both the 10 of Cups and the 4 of Wands, which both, you know, if you merge those energies, it's all about like, what does bliss truly mean to me, and how do I get there? Do I have to have the courage to do this? Most likely, because the theme of courage is showing up greatly in this whole pick a card, especially here, and of course in option 3. So there could be messages there for you, but how do I achieve this stable bliss in my life? What does that look like for me? What do I bring forward? What do I need to leave behind? Where do I go? That kind of thing. What truly holds deep meaning for me, and how do I live in that energy? So Judgment doesn't surprise me here, Scorpio energy again, but it doesn't surprise me because that's just like you're making a big judgment call during the 8-8 portal. At the same time, you're not really yet reaching the conclusion, but you know that a big shift and a big decision, life-changing decision, connected to some kind of life-changing event or experience that you've had in the past or in this current 8-8 portal, is going to bring this all to a head into one big decision that is going to be life-changing. But at the same time, it's offering you a second lease on life, a second chance at deciding, okay, how do I want my life to be moving forward from now on? You certainly are going to have a look and a glimpse into the bigger picture, into what all this means. Ooh, into what all this means. And it can be a little bit unsettling, but sorry, what all this means. Full moon in Sagittarius, there's something about the month of June that could be really, really significant here. But you're getting a glimpse into, you know, why everything is happening the way it is, why everything is unfolding the way it is. At the end of the day, if I look at the bigger picture, what do I want my life to look like? What do I want my life to be? How do I want to feel in my life? What is the life that I want to create? And you're getting a second chance at creating that life. And so I feel you're getting a glimpse into that in this 8-8 portal, and the opportunity to gather the pieces of information and of what it is that you need to let go of, bring forward, do to make this happen, and what kind of decision being. It's like you're getting prepared through this 8-8 portal to make a big life-changing decision. And so you're gathering the information, you are like coming up with a plan, but not really executing, if that makes sense, because there's still a lot that from the past that you're processing, and you're going to allow yourself to process that, which of course you should do, because that's what you do during a Mercury retrograde. And so that was your reading, everyone. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. Have a beautiful day. And of course, let me know how that resonates for you in the comment section. If it did not, choose another pile. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It helps the channel. It helps me bring you more. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Welcome, option 2. You guys chose this beautiful card with the word power on it. So this is going to be a very powerful portal for you guys. It's definitely going to feel empowering, and it's going to empower you. So whatever comes through this portal is going to be empowering. I do see with this lightning here, I'm seeing some sort of epiphany moment for you. And we did get the Tower in option 1, and we do... Yeah, I'm just going to say that about option 1. I don't know about option 3 just yet. So there could be a message in option 1 for you guys. Power. So it's going to be powerful. There's going to be a sense of like maybe an epiphany or enlightenment coming in for you guys. aha moment, light bulb moment, breakthrough. You're going to have some sort of breakthrough here. There could be something unexpected, surprising happening for you out of the blue during this 8-8 portal. Okay, powerful. Okay. Oh, we got the third ray of creative intelligence. So option 1 got the second ray of wisdom. So I feel both piles are connected. Maybe you're coming from pile 1. And we have the number 3 here. And pile 1 got the number 2, which could connect all 3 piles together. There could be a connection of all 3 piles. With these butterflies here, there's a sense of a transformation going on for you. And this is reminding me, just give me a second, I need to, so maybe someone is sneezing. Okay, this is actually reminding me now of option 1. There was a death or rebirth energy going on there because we did have Pluto. So there's a sense of you leaving an old self behind and being rebirthed into your new, most enlightened self. And the word enlightenment did come up as well, where you are stepping into your light body. So there's a lot of spiritual transformation coming at the tail end of this, or coming through this epiphany, realization, unexpected, surprising breakthrough that you're having during this portal here. And it's going to awaken you to your own creative intelligence. Wow. Beautiful. And the number 3, to make progress. And look how these butterflies hold all these colors. So maybe you're seeing a lot of colorful butterflies on your path. You're coming out of the desert and barren like sceneries into more like colorful, enlightened, this colorful, enlightened energy of creation. So I do feel that however you're transforming and whatever epiphanies, light bulb moments, surprises, breakthroughs you're having are leading you to something that you're going to create. So there's a sense of an awakening of your creative intelligence. You're going in from this darkness into this light energy is what I'm seeing here. So it's like it's an awakening and something showing you the way toward how you're going to ground something you've been inspired to create and put it out there in the world in the 3D material reality. So this portal is empowering your manifestation to come through at a later time after, while this portal is still open, but not in the middle or right at the beginning of it. And so you're going to be almost awakened to your own gifts. There's new ideas coming through, and the practical support you need to bring these things to life is going to start showing up for you in terms of glimpses of images or people coming through, and you're being made conscious of connections and networks, that you're synthesizing all this information of, you're making all these connections of how you can make this work. So there's a sense that you're receiving a lot of information around how to create this thing you want to create, but not being quite ready to actually take action on this, but you're taking mental notes and possibly notes, actual physical notes. And you guys got the portal keeper, so the number 50 and the number 5 could be significant change. There's definitely change happening on a very energetic level. The portal keeper, so there's something about you keeping this information, or being the keeper of this information, or the keeper of this thing that only you are meant to create. Some of you could be connected to Bastet, some of you could have been born in October, a lot of you could be Libras, okay, or have strong Libra in your chart. It's like you're getting a glimpse into a unique gateway to mystical experiences. So you could be having a few mystical experiences that are going to open your third eye, open your eyes to a reality that you can see behind the veil. Your psychic abilities are going to expand through this portal. Your vibration is going to rise, and your consciousness will expand. It seems like you're getting access to the Akashic records very strongly, and you're going to see like invisible threads from even past life ties here. So it could be that you're getting a glimpse into your past lives or to your past in some way. And there's significant messages coming through for you where you're seeing between the lines and you're having this multidimensional awareness. You will be a lot more sensitive and aware consciously to the subconscious, to the energies around you, to the bigger picture, the overlaying realities that so there's a sense of a more vibrant and profound experience than the familiar everyday one that you've been having here. Yeah. Hostilities. Oh, okay. The number 26 and the number 8 could be relevant. It's like hostilities. So understanding hostilities, understanding why these take place, why they're coming from, why people are hostile, why you've been maybe experiencing hostilities in your life, what that is connected to. Sorry. Taking risks despite the hostilities. Okay. So whatever you're awakening to, you want to create something, right? You want to create something in your 3D reality. And you're seeing glimpses into how that can happen. In the past, what used to stop you from taking risks seemed to be the perceived hostilities that you would have to encounter on your way. So I feel this has to do with people coming up against you, people fighting you, people arguing with you, people trying to stop you, people who would not like to see you, create anything here, or create a certain reality for yourself. And so there's a sense that you need to have the power to take a risk here. And so this portal will empower you to take that risk despite the hostilities, is what I'm seeing here, because you're getting glimpses of information on how to transform, how to let go of that old self that was connected to those limiting beliefs that you had. So there's a sense of transcending limitations and limiting beliefs here. That happens very suddenly. Scorpio could be somewhere strongly in your chart. Yeah, there's a sense of a deep transformation here. There's intense feelings around this whole thing, about what you're passionate about, what you have to keep a secret due to other people's hostility, being able to come forward. How do you move in silence before you are able to really put this out in the open, whatever this is? But there's something very primal, very intimate to you about what this is. It's something you've been obsessively thinking about creating, and there's a sense where this is something that runs deep, and it will transform a lot around you, and it may ruffle some feathers around you, but this is very connected, first house, to the self, to who you truly are, what is truly meant for you in your life. And there could be a transformation when it comes to your physical body, to your life philosophy, to your own consciousness is transforming on a very big scale, and it's leading you to a whole new existence, one that is a lot more, how do I put this? Like, I'm seeing like a barren kind of scenery in nature, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing all these green pastures and all this fresh energy as entry point. So this portal is definitely welcoming you into a newfound self-awareness, a new awareness of, how you want to lead forward and how you want to move forward despite other people's opinions, or withstanding opinions and understanding that, of course, everyone's going to have their own opinion and it might go against your own, but you still need to stay true to your own opinion, because that is what connects you to your truth, and the truth of who you are, to your depths. And so there's a sense of respecting the depths of who you are and becoming conscious of who you truly are despite other people's opinions. There's a sense of an awakening to your truth, an awakening to, who you want to be, what you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to do, that is more like aligned with what your life philosophy is, your life philosophy, despite everyone else. If you were to shut out everyone else's opinions and ideas, what would be your life philosophy? And that's, I feel, what you're, that's the energy you're carrying through this 8-8 portal, is really becoming aware of okay, if I shut out the noise, who am I truly? What do I truly believe in? How do I want my life to be like? Is it how it looks like? Do other people agree with that? Am I in alignment with that? Am I allowing other things to take place in my life because I am forsaking my own vision here? And we have Libra, the idealist. You could have some Libra in your chart strongly, doesn't have to be, but there's a sense of there's this ideal harmonious life that you want to create, that if you were to balance things out, if you were to have the power to take a certain risk, what would your ideal life be like? And there's all these ideas, epiphanies, breakthroughs that you're having about what that truly means for you to move forward. How are your indecisions holding you back? Why is there a stalemate? Why are you afraid to take a risk? Why are you at a crossroads? And it's because of perceived fear or fear of hostilities. That, of course, North Node, when we step into our destiny, into our life purpose, it means we're stepping out of a comfort zone. Because why? There's going to be temporary discomfort. And part of that temporary discomfort could be people being, somewhat hostile toward you, your ideas, what you're deciding to do for yourself. But it is your destiny here that you are taking into consideration. You understand you only have this one life. How do you want to live it? Well, you may believe you have more lives. I'm not putting my own beliefs into this or saying I don't believe in that. But I'm just saying, in this one life experience on Earth, you don't know if you're coming back here, if you're going somewhere else. So, what out of this world do you want to experience? Why are you here? What are you here to learn? What are you here to fulfill? What is your purpose here? Because that will be ultimately your most fulfilling experience. And so, but that takes you out of a comfort zone. And so there's a sense of how do I become who I'm meant to be? How do I create the life that I want to create? How do I want to create the things I want to create? And, it takes moving through this portal and taking a risk despite possible perceived hostilities. And 5 of Wands means, there's of course going to be challenges, obstacles, jealousies. There's going to be competition as well. There's going to be people, really trying to stop you. King of Pentacles from... there could be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy involved here, you or someone else trying to stop you because they have other fixed ideas of what things should look like. And these could be your own fixed ideas and rigidity here that have a lot to do with material circumstances, material situation, or money, or things that are very much in place for a very, very long time in terms of what you think and your material surrounding 3D reality, worldly reality, that are like, no, this is in place. So, challenges, obstacles, competition, jealousy, all of that is very much in your material surroundings and stopping you like, no, this is in place. This is in place. But it's becoming hostile to you. It's just like, no, I can create a different material reality because Ace of Wands, I'm being passionately inspired and ignited to have a new beginning around, what lights me up, what ignites me, what is 10 of Cups, my true emotional fulfillment. Where does my heart want to be? Where's my heart happy? How do I want to celebrate life? What am I fantasizing about? 7 of Cups. What do I dream about? What are my dreams? But there's confusion here because there's an overlapping during this 8-8 portal because of the Mercury retrograde. There's like a sense of like other people's dreams and wishes overlapping your own. And there's like this tug of war of like, this like go forward, but then you go back, you go forward, then you go back, kind of like, but you see it clearly, what your destiny is. But then there's all these people's opinions, and there would be adjustments that would be required in the midst of all this. And so you're looking at okay, so what adjustments would be required for me to be able to make this happen? How can others accommodate their own dreams without having to make them happen through me? That kind of energy here. Because that's a lot to put on someone else's shoulders to, make them responsible to make your dreams come true. and, you know, hold them accountable to like, no, but we, you know, you have this in place, so it has to be this way. And it doesn't. So there's an awakening, there's a breakthrough, there's an epiphany, and there's a realization here of, you know, there's an old self that you're leaving behind. There's a new self that's being born and rebirthed into a most enlightened, powerful, courageous self. And this involves taking some form of a risk that would probably go against a group of people here. But again, you know, there are adjustments required here, and you're awakening to the fact that this can be done so long as you make the adjustments. And, you know, other people also have to be flexible, because it seems like you've been the one who's been flexible, but there's a growing sense of inflexibility in you that's been happening here. And there could also be your own fears around whether you're able to create stability within this new reality. And the King of Pentacles is here to say, yes, you can. Yes, you absolutely can. Your finances, your health, your ability to create stability is not in any way compromised in this reading that I'm seeing here. It's just your own people creating confusion around that and almost scaring you into not leaving a comfort zone or not doing whatever this is you need to do, because they're throwing all these like things that are in place, and they're the ones who are afraid, and they're projecting that fear onto you, because I'm seeing a lot of people here having an influence on your decisions and you allowing that, when it's really, the whole reading is showing me that it's actually your time to live on your own terms, and that's what I'm seeing here. So option 2, that was your reading. Big changes is what I'm seeing for you guys through this portal. It was a pleasure to read for everyone today. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It helps the channel. It helps me bring you more. Extra content is on Patreon. Information for that is in the description box. It was a pleasure to read for everyone today. See you in the next one. Bye. Welcome. Option 3. You guys chose courage for this 8/8 portal reading. So maybe you're lacking the courage, or you're going to find the courage through this portal. With this, you know, ocean banging up against the rocks, there's a sense of perceived dangers here that you may be thinking about, which is why you need the courage to do this, to face the dangers, to overcome the challenges, and anything that you could perceive as dangerous. Okay, it does take courage, whatever this is here. And, you know, it may ruffle your emotions a little bit, or your emotions may be a little bit strong, to say the least. Strong emotions I see you feeling during this 8/8 portal here, in a sense of the main word here is courage. So maybe you need the courage, you lack the courage, you have the courage, or you may be asking, will I have the courage? There's a sense that the main energy being worked on around this 8/8 portal for you is courage. We have power of the divine masculine. Okay, so I see through this portal, whether it's you or someone else, the divine masculines are awakening to their power through this portal. There have been a lot of divine masculines that have been asleep in a slumber and lacking the courage to take action or to do something, or the courage to face their own emotions, or the courage to overcome their fears, or the courage to do it with fear but do it anyway, the courage to let go of the fear, and the courage to prepare for the dangers, and, you know, go in prepared for whatever needs to take place here. There's a sense of a closing of cycles, opening new ones here with the number 10 and the number 1. The divine masculines, I feel during this portal, whoever they are, you or someone else, or other divine masculines around you, are really connecting to their higher selves, to their intuition, and I feel that's with the help of the divine feminine, because divine feminine is the energy of intuition. So the divine masculines are really feeling very connected to the feminines through this portal, and really benefiting from learning or accessing their own intuition, accessing higher realms of information, and a lot of information coming through the crown chakra that is of claircognizance. So the masculines really being enlightened and receiving a lot of downloads of information through their crown chakra about how to prepare for and how to build up the courage for something here. Okay, That's mainly what I'm seeing here, and seeing things from different perspectives that they didn't really see things before. They were seeing things from very one-dimensional, not even 2 or 3-dimensional, very one-dimensional. And so now they're going to have visions, information into more than one aspect, perspective, and angle of whatever it is. So they're seeing things from a different angle. They're being very, very enlightened right now about what it is that has been making them lack the courage, or why they weren't having the courage, or how to build up the courage to come into, there's a sense of an alignment with the masculine and the feminine, alignment of the divine masculine with their higher truth, with the higher realms, with their intuition, and with their own self-empowerment, with their own sense of self-confidence, self-worth, and courage. Strength and courage. And I'm seeing 2 dolphins here. The 2 dolphins came out in option 1, so there could be a connection to option 1. The number 18 and the number 9 here could be significant. But I see the main message here now showing up in this card is alignment with your higher level soulmate through this portal. You will be aligning here. But courage seems to have something to do with this. Alignment with the energy of courage that will empower, especially the divine masculine here. Setting the divine masculine free from confusion, paralysis, and stagnancy, stirring up this masculine into consciously chosen action, a greater discipline and focus to do things that take courage rather than the things that they're already used to tackling, that they're comfortable with. So there's these masculines moving out of their comfort zone, because there's a sense of a buildup of frustration that these masculine energies cannot deal with any longer. So there's an end to this frustration of repeating old patterns, and there's a true breakthrough into a new way of life, a new reality, a new consciousness. So there's a shift in consciousness aligning with a higher level soulmate here for this divine masculine. So take that as it resonates. And there's a sense of, okay, what steps do I need to take to manifest my power in this physical plane? How can I be successful? How is my success inevitable? How can my success be a reality here? How do I come into alignment with my power? How do I come into alignment with the energy of courage so that I can take action and have greater discipline toward my consciously chosen action here? So there's a sense that the divine masculine here, or a lot of them have been, like, at least who's watching this, or for whoever you're watching this, whatever, there's been this energy of the divine masculine being like in sleepwalking through life, or a kind of autopilot kind of thing, like, being disciplined toward autopilot, kind of just doing things for the sake of, discipline. But now it's like applying that discipline to something that is, with this freedom from the confusion, something that is they're consciously choosing to do, and where they consciously choose to take action. So there's an awakening to there's an awakening of the divine masculine consciousness, so they know, make an informed choice, and then make a decision of, okay, what do I choose to take action toward based on my own consciousness, my own power? If I had the power in me, if I had the courage, how do I come into alignment with my consciously chosen actions and choices? And so there's a spiritual truth that is revealed without any filters or veils, without any confusion or manipulation tactics, or any what do you call it, like smokes and mirrors, without any of that, and seeing straight through will feed this masculine's confidence, and there's a sense of self-worth and self-encouragement that then will, because this masculine now refuses to be distracted any longer, because there's a sense of there's been a building frustration, and these distractions, the masculine's just like, okay, I just want to see it. I just want to see the truth here. And so if the divine masculines have been procrastinating, there's a sense of an overcoming of that procrastination, and aligning with their heart energy, empowering them to really be who they truly are meant to be in this world. Yeah, the thinking man. So there's a lot of masculine energy in this whole reading, so I don't know if this is for you or someone else that is significant to you. The masculine energies have been thinking and thinking and thinking about exactly what is valuable to them and their own value and their own worth. And there's a sense of taking their power into their own hands here and really, what do they value? What are their values? And how do they align with that? The number 46, the number 10, and the number 1 could be significant here. The masculines are really asking themselves, okay, who am I? What does integrity mean to me? How can I live with integrity from, aligning with who I truly am? How can I be a vibrational match to what it is I want to bring into my life? How can I manifest from a place of love over fear? So there is a sense of the masculines manifesting from a place of love and putting fear to the side, and understanding that their energy has been flowing where their attention has been going, and putting their attention so their energy flows to where they truly want that to go. There's a sense of awakening to how they have been subconsciously sabotaging their whole alignment with what they want to manifest, and how they can start seamlessly actualizing their dreams and bringing them into reality. So there's a lot of deep thinking here, and around what they want to manifest. And we have pleasure here, so what would be the path toward true bliss and pleasure in life? How do I move through this portal to this new reality? How do I create more pleasure in my life? How do I empower myself? How do I have the courage to align with a more pleasurable existence? And so we have Aquarius here, powerful insights, powerful epiphanies, and breakthroughs, and even there could be a powerful experience here that leads to all this and awakens this masculine energy to, how do they do this without creating disruption? And what is the, what will inevitably be disrupted in this? How do they detach from the fears of the past, and how do these masculines innovate moving forward? How do they liberate their energy? So there's a sense of divine masculine energy freeing themselves in a way from limiting beliefs as well, rigidity, outdated patterns. So there's a powerful awakening within the divine masculines going on here. They're awakening to their passions. They're awakening to what would, transform their life, other people's lives around them, how they can come into alignment with what they're truly passionate about. And it takes courage, of course. There's a sense of change here, change. Creativity. This masculine wants to create something in their life. I don't know if this is around children or just projects, business, something they want to create here. And it's quite powerful. But we have Saturn and wisdom. So this masculine goes back and forth between, okay, what are my restrictions? What have they been? Yeah, I need to be disciplined. I need to be responsible. And I'm dealing with restraints here. I'm dealing with tradition. It's been a long time living in this tradition of, connected to the masculine, and how do we break free from this, and create alignment and pleasure and a passionate existence in a way that is still responsible but not so heavy, not so. And how do we let go of certain things that are no longer working for the collective? How do we take the wisdom and leave the mistakes behind? How do we stop self-sabotage due to fear, out of being accused of not being responsible enough, or not? How do we move forward with wisdom but without the constraints. How do we take action forward? And Mars is this very masculine energy, right? Where are our desires leading us? What do we need the courage to? So there's a sense of a building up of a courage going through this 8-8 portal, but not really yet taking action toward this. It's just really asking these questions. The Emperor, where have I been stubborn? How can I be more flexible? And how do I still remain a leader of my life without, restricting myself too much, without holding myself stagnant as a result of my own stubbornness or as a result of my own old belief systems that are no longer working for me. And we have the 9 of Swords here because this has been building up anxiety in this masculine, and it's become too heavy. And this masculine really is seeking mental relief here and healing around a mindset or their mental health is. So I feel there's a sense for the divine masculines through this 8-8 portal that there's a healing around. So there's a lot of mental health, bringing your mental health to good, like calmer waters. King of Swords, taking control over the mind and allowing more to come through that is not just of the mind, if that makes sense. 10 of Pentacles, there's a lot of thinking around, okay, how can I make my stability happen? Will that involve travel and relocation? Will that involve moving away from a certain belief system? And so I see there's a break free and a breakthrough for these masculines that is actually leading them to better conditions in the physical realm that are starting in a very etheric way. And that connection, the masculine had a very hard time making that connection, and now that they do, that's when they really charge forward, and that's where they really heal their mental health, and that's where they really expand their ability to actually reach those 3D material reality stabilities that they were looking for, but the missing element was that connection to their intuition that they were blocking out, hence creating self-sabotage due to fear. So that by removing the fear and the self-sabotage, they're actually going to create the very thing they were afraid they wouldn't create if they held on too strongly to that way of doing things. And so the masculines are really stepping out of their comfort zones here. Some of them really discovering their life purpose. If you don't know what your life purpose is, I do life purpose reports based on your natal tropical astrological chart. You can find my email in the description box, and really going for it. So the masculines are stepping out of this comfort zone because they understand that the comfort zone has become uncomfortable, and there's certain things that just no longer work for them, and they're just keeping them stuck and stagnant instead of allowing them to move forward. I'm seeing Aries, I'm seeing Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here very strongly, and Capricorn, Aquarius, and Leo. So whoever's been very stubborn here is breaking free from that stubbornness, because that's become a comfort zone, allowing themselves to be more flexible, making the adjustments they need to make, especially when it comes to their mental health, and freeing their mind to experience or allow themselves to explore more pleasurable, passionate paths of what they truly value, and coming into alignment. And this could have something to do again with a soulmate who is awakening this masculine, or with whom they want to come into alignment with, but is also aligned with their wealth, with their stability, and with their practical reality here in a way. So I'm seeing a sense of the divine masculine forming a power couple with the divine feminine. And so the energy moving through this 8-8 portal, Lionsgate portal, for these masculines especially, is to step them out of their comfort zones that would lead them to a more pleasurable, passionate, innovative, stable, wealthy, and healthy life for themselves. That was your reading, everyone. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. 1717 on the clock as I looked. That could be significant to you guys, which is also 8-8 energy. So leading these masculines to stable prosperity. That could involve, again, healing of their mental health, and possibly even relocation here. But it could be also just moving away from an old constructs is what I'm seeing. It was a pleasure to read for everyone today. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It helps the channel. It helps to bring you more. Extra content is on Patreon. Have a wonderful day and see you in the next one. Bye.